morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke with Reverend Yutaka Yamada, today being the 1st of August and the 23rd of June in the 9th year of Chongalguk. So let's begin, as always, by offering a bow to our Heavenly Parents and True Parents, Chariot, Kyombe, Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English. Thank you.
가족면세 3. 전일국 주인, 우리 가족은 참사랑글을 준심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과 환족권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 3. Our family, the owner of Chongalguk, pledges to perfect the 4 great realms of heart, the 3 great kingships, and the realm of the royal family by centering on true love. And I'd like to ask Mark Burfield if you could offer the opening prayer, please.
Let's pray together. Our dearest Heavenly Parent, God of true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, we greet you on this new day, of a new week, and we come together as brothers and sisters throughout the Oceania region. We're very pleased that we can begin each day with you and with each other, and to connect with your heart and with each other's hearts, and to focus on our true mother's autobiography and the words and actions of our true parents over many decades to substantiate the creation and substantiation of Chongalguk. And we're so pleased and grateful that we can be living at this time and be a part of the process to support and bring about this new reality. We thank you for this time we can be together and offer this time and report the name of Mark and Masako Burfield of a blessed central family. Arju.
Arju. Thank you. And as always, let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Yutaka as he shares this morning. Thank you.
Good morning, our brothers and sisters. Welcome our morning Hundoke in Oceania. And today is the Sunday. We will have a new day and new week. And also, this is the first day of August. So new months. Nearly already our 2021 finished 7 months. And we are going to the next new months. Well, really time is great to going forward. We will put our chonsong and create the new history and new future. So let's offer our sincere devotion to our Heavenly Parents and true parents. So yesterday was Anshil, so our Reverend Kenji shared the great message yesterday. The new civilization means a God-centered civilization, a heavenly civilization. This is the dawn of the new civilization. The fundamental truth of history was hidden and humankind has remained in ignorance. It is now time to disclose it to the entire world. So he shared about the new civilization which God wanted to manifest, but that God's civilization could not appear, could not manifest it until now. This is the message yesterday, and how much God wanted to manifest, but because our human ancestor did not start the history with God, just they started without God because of human fall. That's why those fallen history continued, but finally three parents appeared, and also a new civilization. This moment has come. How much this is beautiful and how much grateful time. it's not easy to notice such a changing in time. So maybe we can imagine when we go to some kind of, have you ever been to the ocean or a big meadow and seen the sunrise? What kind of moment is it when the darkness turns to light? The change is both dark and bright. We cannot even see our feet in the dark, but the moment the sun comes up, the world becomes so completely different that you cannot remember how dark it was. So this changing moment, so much beautiful if we go to see the sunrise, but before and after, that moment was totally changed. When we see our human history, how long is the history? Bible said around 6,000 years, but this is the symbolical year. Real history, it is said that maybe few million years or something for human beings. So really how long the human history, our foreign human history, and now is the time to change from darkness to the brightness. So now we are living together with three parents. How wonderful time we are living in. People maybe could not notice now how much this changing from darkness to brightness and how this changing is big of the history. So how when maybe now they cannot recognize, but when they reflect themselves later again, then they could find the changing of total complete changing from dark to the brightness. So we are now together with our true mother to creating a new civilization. So this is really, we can remind again how beautiful. So yesterday Reverend Kenji share those message. Really thank you very much. And also our Fiji, Reverend Santos and Reverend Santos family is getting almost a recovery. So he said he's really appreciate all our brothers and sisters for your prayer and your chansong and also support and concern. I think maybe Reverend Santos is here. So really he went through challenging or difficult time period under COVID, but he's getting better. So really appreciate our brothers and sisters, your support. Still internationally, this COVID case is not ending yet. We could not overcome yet, but surely there is the way. So let's put our heart together also. Pray for each family, pray for each nation to overcome quickly. And today is also the beginning of August. There are many kind of event. August 24 is True Father Sonfa anniversary. And before or after, there is also ILC, Rally of Hope, Peace Festival, and also Leadership Conference. There are many kind of event. And one of the main target of this year, do you know what is the one of the main target of this year? This year is the 30 years anniversary of visitation of North Korea. That's why Tirumada is preparing now physical big rally in Korean Peninsula, around 1 million rally. That time Tirumada proclaimed around 300,000 people physical gathering and 700,000 people in the online. Because now we are doing the Rally of Hope, 1 million virtual rally, but this rally in this end of this year, 1 million rally is 300,000 is physical rally in Korea, and 700,000 is kind of the virtual rally. Maybe new information will come later. But this year, there is a time to change the history of the Korean Peninsula. So really we put our Chonsong and totally unite with Trumada 2021, 2022, centering on the Korean Peninsula. Really big changing moment will come, and our world level, Oceania, each nation, and the world providence is really support unification North and South Korea, and prepare for each nation. And after this providence of Korea, surely providence is come to the world, centering on heavenly unified world. That's why we have to think how the providence target or focusing is going on. So even now, each nation is under the COVID restriction or situation, but invest, prepare, create the foundation, and really go together to 2022, 2023, and to 2027. So, our brothers and sisters, let's do our best to show, prepare, and happiness to our heavenly parents and true parents. So let's continue to our True Mother's autobiography, Mother of Peace. So last time we shared about the video of Wonmo Byung-ae Foundation, and Mother also shared about education and investment and Mother's heart toward education. Education takes time. Educating people takes time. But education creates the young people, and young people create the future. That's why our investment is important. What kind of things can we invest and offer to our heavenly parents and true parents in the remaining of our life? That's why our vision is important and our goal is important. Those things is not only for our personal happiness, this is for the true happiness and also purpose of God. Then God can work together. This is the which Mother shared through Mother's autobiography. So let's see the next part. The future Joshua and Caleb's. To raise future leaders, in 2015, I founded Global Top Gun Youth, GTGY, which teaches enthusiastic young people from all over the world how to contribute to the world peace and the salvation of humankind by living for the sake of others. Among biblical figures, I point GTGY students to Joshua and Caleb, who attended Moses in the wilderness. Throughout their lives, Joshua and Caleb remained loyal to heaven, and they led the chosen people into Canaan. So do you remember about Joshua and Caleb? They actually lived in Egypt with another Israelites that time, right? And when Moses brought all people from the Egypt to Canaan, they also together and stayed together with Moses and lived together in the wilderness and finally arrived to the Canaan. And Moses sent to the 12 spies to find the situation in the Canaan. Then what's the result? 10 spies said some kind of the report. Actually, that's the realistic report. Canaan people is so strong. They have weapon. They are really no place to enter. That's why if we go there, surely we will lose there. We cannot win. So complain and oppose Moses. Why Moses brought us here? They are so strong. We cannot win. We cannot gain the nation. Why Moses? You brought us that kind of place. So all people complained and they reported this situation to the Moses, to Israel people. How about the two people of the spy? They said, no, that is not true. They are afraid God. They are already prepared by God. If we go there, God together with us. That's why no need to fear. Surely we can offer the victory. Surely God's prepared the victory for us. Prepare the nation. We believe God, we will go together with God. So they insist, they share those kind of report. So what was the decision of the Israelites? They didn't listen about the two spies message. They listened the 10 spies message. Then finally they could not unite with Moses. Those providence was failed. They continue to the wilderness course for next 40 years. Then third generation, second generation were born, and they came back to the Canaan after 40 years. That time Moses appointed Joshua and Caleb. All Israelites decide to unite with Joshua and Caleb, and finally they believe God, believe Joshua, and enter to Canaan, and finally offer the victory, gain the victory. They started the new history from that moment. So this is the history of Joshua and Caleb, and also Israelites. We are standing now is the changing point of the history, turning point of the history. And this the history surely to become different history of Israelites. So that time in the human history, even invest, but the result doesn't come out. Then finally, after foreign history, now we are entering the new history of Canaan. So what kind of mindset we should have? Turmada creating the GTGY to educate the young people like Joshua and Caleb, and welcome the new history, welcome the new era, and establish the new nation. So that's why Turmada is educating young people as the Joshua and Caleb. When we listen about the history, when we listen the story of Joshua and Caleb, or new education of young people, how about our first generation? How about our elder family members? We cannot enter to Canaan with them. We are just staying in wilderness course. Our history is different. That time Moses with Israelites, they totally could not unite with God, could not unite with central figure. That's why they just stay in the wilderness course. They could not enter to the new era. But how about us? We are totally united with true parents and gain the victory, conclude, and on the way to conclude of the human restoration history, and now entering into the Canaan together with true mother. So mother said, first generation, second generation, and third generation unite together, enter to Canaan, and the farm establishment and create the eternal kingdom of heaven and the eternal heavenly kingdom, that place. So we are living that kind of era, so we could find our mother's heart. Caleb completely united with Joshua and devoted himself to the cause of the nation and its people. I am raising outstanding young men and women through Global Top Gun Youth to be like Joshua and Caleb and lead the world into the promised land. So Caleb and Joshua and Caleb totally unite together, and they offer their life for people and the nation. So we have to create those young peoples. Even because of COVID, we could not go to another country yet. We could not go to Korea. We cannot bring the young people to another country. But surely after COVID, we can bring again to Korea, organize GTGY, organize those workshops together with Trimada. Then our young people could create artistic relationship with Trimada, receive many education, and receive many guidance directly from Trimada. This experience, this artistic moment is really precious in their life and for the future history. Do you remember the relationship or moment with True Father and True Mother when they visited to your place, when you talk with True Father, when you meet True Mother, even short moment, just greeting or just bodyguard or just doing the another mission, but that moment you welcome True parents to Australia, you welcome True parents to New Zealand. Those experience, those history, or those moment was really eternal treasure and eternal memory. So during our True Mother's lifetime is limited time. We have to send the second generation, our young peoples, as much as you can, you have to send, and our young people, as much as you can, you have to create the time together with our Trimada and spend the time and inherit and create the artistic relationship. This becomes the treasure for our future generation. So we are really, even now living in a different nation, but already interconnected beyond the nation and the place we could see and work together with Trimada. So really, we have to create great things. So Mother said, almost 1,500 years ago in Korea, the Silla dynasty raised their young leaders through a training program called Farando, which means flowering youth. These young leaders were known for their allegiance to the kingdom of determination to overcome obstacles. Farando took youth from the elite of society and trained them in martial arts, meditation in nature, and methods of resolving conflict between social classes. They were known for never retreating in war and for choosing an honorable death over being taken prisoner. So Mother is talking about Farando. Have you ever heard about Farando? This story? Yes, thank you. So this story is the Silla dynasty's history. When we see the Korean history at the time, Korea was divided into 3 different nations: Goguryeo, Silla, and Baekje. So Silla is one of the dynasty at that time, and Silla has the program to educate, raise up the young leaders. So the young leaders receive the many kind of training, and they are selected as the leader of the nation. Even they are captured from enemy nation, but they decided to honorable death instead of just keep their life. This is the Farando. This is the spirit of the Farando. So in Korea, do you know this one? In Korea, there was Korean drama. This is the Farando. Anyway, this is the Korean drama. Not maybe, I haven't watched this drama yet. But Farando this is the story which Mother is talking about. So, and yeah, of course, drama looks beautiful, not some kind of a serious situation, but we could feel or we could see what Mother is talking about, what is Farando. So I prepared just 30-second the video, and yeah, maybe because of internet connection, maybe you cannot watch perfectly, but later you could see through online website. So this is a drama.
신국을 위한 새로운 인재, 나라와 백성을 위해서 목숨을 걸 아름답고 특별한 존재. 이것이 제가 만들어갈 신국의 미래.
허락은 신국의 정신으로 신국과 신국의 주권을 위해 충성을 다하라.
Yes, just a short. I'm not sure you could see these things, but anyway, you could research Farando. Okay, so this title, English title is Farang, the Poet, Warrior, Youth. So if you type the online website, you can find this one. So this story is also talking about they will die for their king. That's why they are training, even young people, and they are elite of the society, but they are living for the nation, and they will die for the nation. And Farando is a program to educate those elite young peoples. That's why when we see our Korean history, actually heavens prepared many kind of program, many kind of story, and many kind of tradition. And now because of Hallyu, you know Hallyu, Korean drama is really famous in the world. So people is watching Korean drama, even Korean song. You know, the Japanese auntie is watching and loving Korean drama so much. And our younger generation really love Korean sing and Korean dance. My daughter also watching Korean drama and also learning Korean dance. Now really Korean culture is famous in the world. So even they don't know true parents, but because of Korean drama and Korean song, they are learning Korean language seriously. So we could see how God is preparing the environment for welcoming true parents. So really, we also same. We are here with true parents. We want to talk directly with true parents in Korean language, right? So continuously, we have to study Korean language also. So young people who are to lead in the future must focus their minds, do well in their studies, and lead lives of sincere faith, armed with wisdom and practical experience. They can build upon surpass their parents' filial heart for heaven. This is why I am intentionally guiding future leaders for the establishment of God's kingdom of Cheongguk under the name Hyojeongrang. It is my hope that they will surpass the Farang of all in their devotion to heaven. That's why Mother is talking to our young leaders. You have to armed with wisdom and practical experience like Farando. Not only just your life, not only just your personal will or personal happiness. You are actually the soldier. You are actually the leader for God and for God's nation to establish Cheongguk in this world and in this nation. That's why all our young leaders should become Hyojeongrang, surpass the Farando, and offer the devotion. This is really Mother's message to our young peoples. So our young people, second generation, our third generation, really we have to guide. You have to grow up well and find God's dream and God's education on training, and you can become the Hyojeongrang. Even some is become the full-time, our providential side. Some is going to the society, but each area we need this kind of Hyojeongrang to create the nation, create the society. So our young peoples, please connect with our Heavenly Parent dream, find the talent, and show the vision to our Heavenly Parents and to the parents. And our leaders and our parents also totally support creating this environment and develop together. So Mother is sharing about Hyojeongrang. So we can learn also through Farando. How about the Farando's training? And Hyojeongrang have to surpass of this Farando. So we could see this Mother's message, how Mother is loving of the next generation. So I will continue for the Champmogyeon message about education. So last part also, Father is mentioning through Champmogyeon word about second generation and the youth attitude. Second generation at least have to speak minimum 3 language. So your language, Korean language, and English, this is minimum 3. So 4 language, 5th language, 6th language. So language is so important. And Father also share about the vision of Cheongguk. So when we see our children, what kind of vision, what kind of hope do we have? And how we are educating our children and how we are educating our grandchildren. This is not for myself. This is not for children themselves. This is for the nation, and this is for the world, who will create our nation's future. So we should find a way together. So continuation of Champmogyeon word. Nonetheless, a person does not become a patriot just by saying that he or she stands in that position. They must make a foundation, and in doing so, become a key figure that people of all ages can admire. If you do not undertake this challenge, all your efforts will eventually pass away and be forgotten. So three parents talking about, if we are only saying only word, this is not enough. If we talk together, we have to practice, and through showing our practical investment, our behavior or our action to the children, they can learn and they can also grow up well. So our father is talking about not talking, but we have to remain the foundation, because this foundation becomes the starting point of the next generation. Then finally, we ourselves become the true men and true women. And through the relationship, through in the life, we can find and we can raise up our patriot, and they can grow up our children for the world. For the example, consider a teacher at a school who makes great effort to convey a righteous teaching to his or her students, and does this while being anxious about the destiny of the Republic of Korea. That teacher would seize the hands of the students, and while weeping profusely give this advice: do not do this for my sake, but do it for the nation. Rather than doing well for my sake, do well for the sake of the nation. So how about this kind of teacher? Really beautiful and great teacher. When you see your nation, each nation have the culture, and each nation have also the history. And in the current era, can you find those kind of righteous person for the nation? This is not inside of our movement only. Even you see outside of movement, in the country, can you find this kind of person? I really love my nation. I really think about my national future. I want to offer my whole life for our nation and our future generation. And I want to wish next generation become like me. Can you find those person in my nation, in Australia or New Zealand or Ireland nation? I'm not sure in Japan there is those righteous person there or not. How about our each country? Really, we can find those righteous person to telling them and living in this life. I want to die for my nation. I want to die for future generation. So really, if we cannot find, really we have to create, and we are the one who become those teacher and also those leaders. This is final slide. Students who hear such an exhortation will later realize their teacher's unfulfilled desire. If a teacher gives his or her life in this way, in devotion to the students, and if parents devote themselves to their children, teaching them to value the nation and the world more than themselves, then the students of this teacher, the sons and daughters of these parents, will surely become the pillars of the nation. So this is the way of principle. If really we show and live this way, then surely the object partner will appear. Our children, our pupil, our student will appear, and they will learn together. So our three parents offer and showing those life to us. That's why we are coming together and we are grow up together. So when we show our life, what kind of children, what kind of student will learn and grow up. That's why when we see physically ourselves, there are many kind of lacking point. I'm not sure, I cannot show, I cannot proud so much myself. That's why we make ourselves empty, unite with true parents, then true parents emerge through our body and show and educate. That's why when we read our true parents message, sometimes true parents message is a little bit far from our reality or ourselves, but this is also desire, and this is become our goal and also a vision, how we can become those parents, those teacher, and those owner, then really we can change today's life. We can change to this month's life and this year's life. When we unite with our heavenly parents and true parents, then we can create our future. Even we can create our new ourselves. So today we are sharing about true parents, true mother's autobiography, and true father's also champumogyön. Our concept, contents is same. How we can raise them up, our young generation, and even ourselves. How we can become hyojeonrang, how we become filial son and daughters, and how we can create new history. This is the great moment in our nation, in our region of Oceania, and in our world in this period. So all brothers and sisters, really pray and put together our heart, and let's create the new history, then our future. Because of you, because of us, my nation changed. My nation of Palau changed. My nation of Fiji was changed because of you, because of us. Those moments surely come. So for the dream, we will go together with our heavenly parents and true parents. Thank you very much once again. Let's have a great day. 감사합니다.
Yeah, thank you very much, Reverend Yutaka, as always, really inspiring us and bringing us so much inspiration in your words. I was reflecting on a couple of things, how excited to greet true parents. We had the opportunity in Solomon Islands to greet true parents in 2005 and 2006, true father and then true mother together. And we had the opportunity to put lay flowers over, Shizio had the chance to put it over mother's neck, and also during the event in Solomon's, we had the opportunity to offer a gift to true parents, and I remember being so excited, to shake father's hand and to shake mother's hand, that I sort of fumbled and sort of shook both hands at the same time. So sort of very excited and happy to greet, and father was so kind, and mother was actually more stern, but it was such a joy and pleasure to greet them and to have an opportunity to do something, to offer the flowers and offer a gift. And the last thing, I was inspired by that very last photo that Reverend Yutaka put up, and mother singing a song, and she's there's the little boy they're all girls around him, they're all singing, and he's got his eyes closed, and he's holding mother's hand and singing, and his face looked like he was so happy and proud and singing away. And then it reminded me of the words that Reverend Yutaka said, to have sincere faith with wisdom and practical experience, and need to surpass parents' filial heart. And I was thinking, wow, looking at that little boy, he has the potential to surpass our true parents' heart. And each generation can do better and better. So I was very happy to see that, and inspired, and so very nice. Thank you, and happy to for others to share their experiences with true parents. And so who would like to go first? Yes, Mary, go ahead.
Actually, good morning. I just was, Mother's message about Joshua and Caleb just really stood out for me today. because sometimes I think I'm like the ones that had the negative report. When I look at the matrix and with governments and big business, I get a bit caught up in that and a bit concerned. So I really need to have the heart of Joshua and Caleb and go together with God and true parents to really transform this world. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. I can see Seti's hand up. Go ahead, Seti.
Good morning, everyone. I've just our topic about Gyeojang and Hwarangdo. So being involved with the martial arts Providence from our CARP days, it's very much center of the martial arts heart is this Hwarangdo type of mentality. So it's always been a ministry wherever I go, Australia, New Zealand, and now here in Samoa. Lately, I've been thinking about Tiger Park. When I first joined the church, Tiger Park was my hero. And I really related to Tiger Park. Especially, he pioneered schools for the poor people, for the poor kids and the mothers and who were illiterate and so forth. And so just lately we have the opportunity to do that here in Samoa. So we're doing the martial arts, but also we teach reading and just basic, because the literacy levels are quite low, from where I think they should be. So yeah, it's just wonderful, the opportunity to serve on that level, and also to have my kids help out. That we just started a new dojang with the Anglican Church and their youth. But I just feel there's so much work to do, and it's such a wonderful, it's exciting to pioneer this way of teaching the Hwarangdo spirit, the Hyojangrang spirit, not just to our own youth, but also to the youth of our nation through whatever areas that we have something something to give. I think it's very valuable. Yesterday mobilized I don't know, about 15 people from my daughter's work, and some of them hadn't been in the bush on the land for a long time, and they were a bit sedentary in their lives. But just to work together on the land and clearing the land and hauling logs for fencing and things like that. It was so stimulating to see, some of the kids really, just bonding on these kind of things. And also this morning, reflecting on the Ocean Challenge rebirth at Alaska through the morning devotion of Dr. Young and Ocean Challenge, because we've been talking with Leon a lot about the Ocean Challenge here, having a renaissance, and we're really happy to see that America is doing that in Alaska, and looking to serve the world from Alaska for the Ocean Challenge. So anyway, so many ways that we have opportunity, that the seeds that our true parents gave us, entrusted to us to broaden the way that we can train our young people. So and not just our church members, but also in general young people. Yeah. So anyway, very exciting. And thank you, Reverend Yutaka, for the presentation.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yes, Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, morning everyone. Just to touch on a little bit about what Mary was saying, and the media is totally taken over with Cain-like philosophy we're getting all the time. But the victory, even through True Mother's words, the actual victory is already secured. We've got to remember that we're not fighting to gain God's victory. We're fighting to lessen collateral damage as the enemy dies. That's the difference. There's a thing called the King's Gambit. And the King's Gambit is, anyone who plays chess knows about that. And that is when an expert player is far out qualified his opponent. As he knows he's won, even as he loses men, he knows the victory is absolutely assured. There's no doubt. So this is what happened with Joshua and Caleb. Somehow they knew that God could win that victory. And I just want people to know that the media is totally overwhelming people with negative information. But actually in politics, they've totally lost. There's no way they can win. So I know you don't know that. It's hard to believe that. But actually people who are following alternative news know that it's absolutely impossible for them to get victory. But the fight will be severe. So why Mother's worried is not about the victory. And she said this herself. She has said these words: the world that you've been waiting for, you're going to see that world if you survive. So the collateral damage is what we're concerned about. The more foundation we have, the less people will have to suffer. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Yes, Doug, go ahead.
Yeah, when Mary described the world as being so sad to look at, so complicated, I found joy through watching a Korean drama, a movie based on history, and it parallels the last 6-7 years of difficulties that we've had on the world stage. Everything in that movie, which took place hundreds of years ago, was going on in the government of Korea, and it's all laid out in the sequences that it took place. And it's called Hai Chi. It's really worth watching. The significance of Hai Chi is that the movie was made in 2019, and it's almost like it was made about current events. But as I said, it was hundreds of years ago. So this movie was made to inspire people to understand these times very, very much. And Hai Chi is the mascot of Seoul. The mascot of Seoul has always been a tiger for, I don't know about always, but for a very long time. And in 2017, they felt that they needed some better vision for its mascot, So they chose a mythological figure, which is called Hai Chi. And this figure is to grant the people wisdom to discern between right and wrong. It's a guardian for the Korean people to help them to know good from bad, you know? So our struggle right now at this time is very much is how to discern, you know, what is happening from all the events surrounding us. This movie, I tell you, parallels the last 5, 6, 7 years in a very dramatic and a beautiful way. So I wanted to recommend it. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, we have time for 1 or 2 more people if they'd like to share. Everyone's gone quiet. Oh, Mr. Arai, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. And just to reflect, thank you. Yesterday, the Kenji presentation is a very important issue and the critical issue, and the era of the principle of new civilization. And I really, especially around 2008, Reverend Kenji gave Father's Word 2007, but they happened, many things happened 2008. We shared together that time. Actually, Hyojin passed away March, and the family party defeat April, and helicopter accident happened in July, and also Lehman shock shook the world, and also we had a trouble and $1 million it's investment, but also we had a really good news that time. We had a world fishing tournament was held and reported to the father, but also GPS in Solomon Island. I think Reverend Kenji was in Fiji with Dr. Young, and also Dr. Young changed Dr. Kim, and a lot of changes, and also they also father really prepare for the ODP. So 2009 started. Actually, I was invited to ODP workshop in Las Vegas, but I couldn't go. Instead of me, Randall went there. But I think it's all, then also it's a family party. I think it's 1% of the board, but that time I was thinking it's, if we go politics is an example. In Australia, the Family First, that is a Christian group, it's a respected, Christianity, but even though go to politics, they can receive a vote near 1%. And so they, like a Christian or religious people view is not a deal is like a, just a current, it's a lot of problem, it's a certain million problem, not a deal is like a patch-up job, but I think it's a vision. And it's a higher vision, incredible inter-vision. That's why we stand there. That's why if we go to politics, it's I think different area. And then, we are more than religion and also politics. I think really we stand in incredible future vision. And I think it's connected to the education, and that area. I think thank you today is important. It's Haran Dong, and that is we can be first generation was there, and how can inherit it second J. I know second J in brilliant. It's it is incredible. Other day I had Ken's presentation in the youth. It was fantastic. I was so surprised. Or second J, presentation lecture is something better than us. Really incredible. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's now time for us to offer our unison prayer. So I'll just change the share the screen. Let's pray together. Adieu, adieu, adieu. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day and enjoy Sunday. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.